6 p.m., February 21st, 2023, City of Pasadena, Texas, council meeting. It's called to order. Ruben Villarreal, you'll lead us in the invocation. Jonathan, you'll lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. If everyone would please stand.
Let us pray. Father, we thank you for the many blessings you've given us. We thank you for the privilege it is to live in this wonderful community of Pasadena, Texas. We ask that your grace, your favor, your mercy, and your peace will be over this council meeting. In the mighty name of Jesus we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, sir.
Please join me in the pledges to our flag.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Councilman Estrada.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mayor. Pass.
Councilman Caton.
I'll pass.
Councilman Bass.
I pass also.
Councilman Shabine.
Well, it's good to see everyone here tonight. Looks like we got a good group. I just want to share how wonderful our city employees are. They're out there every day. They've been through the cleanup portion of the tornado, and they're still providing excellent customer service to our citizens, repairing water leaks, doing different repairs, sewer lines all across the city. And I just want to say how appreciative I am. And Mayor, with that, I pass.
Thank you, sir. Councilman Villarreal.
I pass.
Councilman Valerio.
Just want to thank everybody for being here with us today. I'll pass.
You bet. Councilman Harrison.
Thank you, Mayor. We've got some retirements here. Number one is James H. Gross, police officer. His dad was Public Works Director. Not Public Works, Parks and Recreation Director. I knew his dad, well known in this town. Charlie Hester, electrical supervisor. I knew his granddad. He was belonged to ILA, worked many years and retired. And then Herberto Moreno, equipment operator. And then Sean Thomas Wilczyk, another fine police officer. I want to say thank you for the years you put in. You're the backbone of this city, and thank you for doing the service to the city. And the Pasadena Animal Shelter we're having a special meeting this coming Thursday at 2 o'clock, and I pledged that we can do all we could as soon as possible to rebuild the animal shelter. And it's about $3,400,000 that's going to be approved thanks to the administration. They did it so fast, and I certainly appreciate the administration taking care of the animal shelter. But the animal shelter, the public safety, and the sanitation department, we got to give thanks to them and all city employees. But they really stepped up to the plate and did a great job. And last but not least, we have a councilman whose birthday is today. It's Councilman Bass's birthday. He told me he was 39 years old. Wait a minute. But happy birthday, Councilman Bass.
Happy birthday, Kerry.
It's a pleasure to serve with you, sir. But he's 69.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Van Houten.
The police department is having a crime watch class, a two-night thing on Tuesday, March 7th, Wednesday, March 8th, from 6 to 9 p.m. at the Police Academy, which is Genoa Red Bluff, near Red Bluff. And you can go on the city webpage to register for that.
Well, thank you, ma'am. Okay, brings us down to citizens wishing to speak to council. First, Mr. Alvarez.
For those who don't know, I've been doing all I can to take care of a senior citizen suffering from dementia. I did so as best as I could. I came up here and got permits, passed my inspections, and because of hateful individuals in this community, they've teamed up against me to try to stop me from doing just that. I mean, just to provide a handicap access shower, handicap restroom, automatic faucets. That's all I was doing. That's all I was trying to do, is help a senior citizen who suffers from dementia. And you're going to see some of these sick individuals here today. It's very troubling to know that we're supposed to be the United States, but yet we team up with hate and use city resources to stop an individual from doing a good deed. I was compared to being as equal as Saddam Hussein by that sick individual right there, Ralph Morrissey. He's very sick. I've been called the cops. The cops have been called to me by Phil Caton. Phil Caton called the cops on me for no reason. There's another sick individual there, the one that looks like a buzzard, Alan Fowler. He called the cops on me for no reason. They had more cop calls on me in my neighborhood for doing no wrong. The cops come up to my house all the time, just tell me, hey, they're just calling the cops on you on a regular basis. And I didn't speak last month because I wanted to speak to the individuals in the community. I wanted to say, hey, why do some of y'all turn your nose at me when I come up here, when I'm just trying to do a right thing? What people should be doing in this community is help out the elderly. And I find out that they're still being fed with lies. They're told that I'm violating my HOA. I don't have an HOA. I got permits here. I passed all my inspections. And this is what it is. They asked me to get signatures. I got those signatures, turned it into that sick individual right there, Jay Dell. He ignores them. He didn't want to return a call. He didn't even want to communicate with me like a human being. And then we have another major liar here, in the mayor, little Jeffrey over there. Little Jeffrey over there told everybody here that the courts told me I couldn't talk about this matter up here. He told everybody here that the courts, that's one of the biggest lies. And why? Why would the mayor do something like that? He just got to be sick in the head. And he's collaborating with Phil Caton, and that's Ralph Morrissey, Alan Fowler, and this guy right here. For what? To stop somebody who's trying to take care of a senior citizen suffering from dementia. That's all. That's all I'm trying to do. And I got to fight my own fellow citizens to do a good deed because they're sick in the head, man. I mean, the way he looks at me, he doesn't care that he did that. He didn't care that he lied to everybody here that I couldn't talk about that. I can't talk about the case here. He said that, and that's a lie.
Thank you, Mr. Alvarez.
He owes an apology to everybody here, but he's not going to do it. He's not going to do it because he's a coward.
Thank you for your comments, sir. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Lupe Marcel?
Good evening. Mayor Wagner, Honorable Sir, council persons, Honorable Sirs, and madams. I'm here before you this evening because I have a problem that I have not been able to solve. And it's a health problem. It's about Section 6, about animal control. And I have some pictures here with your permission, sir. May I present them to you?
Yes, sir.
May I approach you?
Yes, sir. And I'll hand the council. Go ahead, sir.
I am here to enlist your help. It is a health hazard. And those pictures will explain the conditions that I am living in because a neighbor creates them very effectively. Dogs have given birth, a female dog gave birth to a litter inside of their home. They do not clean the yard, and I have to sleep My bedroom is next to the violation under a carport. They have cages that are filthy, full of dog excrement and urine, flies, and when dogs defecate all over the yard, there is a bayou behind my house. I live at 1716 Miami Road. And when there are excrement, dog excrements out on the yard, it attracts the rats in the bayou. And I need your help. I don't know if Section 6 has enough teeth to really
Thank
do
you,
some
sir.
good.
I'll take these pictures to council, and I'll turn it over to the authorities, and they'll get in contact with you, excuse me.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And
Thank
I sure would appreciate your effort, your thought,
Thank you.
and
Okay.
very good. Thank you for your
We'll get
time.
back, yes, sir, we'll get back with you.
Thank you.
Ralph Morrissey?
Good evening. As you now know, my name is Ralph Morrissey. As I near retirement, I find myself with more free time. I've come to discover that I have to have an activity plan or my lovely bride will feel obligated to assist me in filling that void. Fortunately, I stumbled upon a great opportunity being a volunteer at the Pasadena Animal Shelter and Adoption Center. At first, I collected newspapers and cardboard to be used in the kennels. This evolved to walking the dogs and then spending time with them in the play yards. I try to be there a couple hours daily, helping the shelter to meet its goal. Every dog gets out of their kennel at least 15 minutes a day. Now, 15 minutes a day doesn't seem like much, but to those bored and sometimes scared puppies, it's like a mini vacation. And prior to the tornado, due to a lack of volunteers, with over 100 dogs, it was once a week. I've found that some like to stretch their legs, run the perimeter of the yard. Often I find myself yelling, "Run, Forrest, run." Some like to play fetch, while others like to lay in the sun's warmth, soaking up some rays. And some, well, they just want to put their head in your lap and be loved. I feel so grateful I was afforded this opportunity. Little did I realize the love and affection I would get in return. As a bonus, I no longer have to use the treadmill to meet my daily step count. And whenever my bride asks, "What's on your agenda today?" I can quickly respond, "I'm going to the shelter." Another thing I discovered, for those who are thinking of adopting a dog or a cat, there's a proven way to get the best result. While visiting the shelter, should you take a special interest in one, you can ask to visit with them in the petting room, and even taking dogs for a walk or on a doggy date for a few hours or overnight. This helps ensure a good match before deciding which one you will provide a forever home. In conclusion, if anyone listening would like to experience unconditional love and the joy of giving joy, please contact Sarah Garcia, the shelter volunteer coordinator. She will work with you to ensure that you have a good comfort level when handling these wonderful animals. You can find her contact information on the Pasadena website or on the Pasadena Animal Shelter Facebook page. I promise you, should you decide to do this, the payback will be tenfold. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Larry Cernsak. Hey, there's enough here for everybody, and then there's one for the police chief and Pennington team.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. My name is Larry Cernsak. In case y'all don't know who I am, I'm going to tell you. I've owned a record service since 1975. I've towed a lot of cars in this city, and this city has really blessed me. I'm here today on the ordinance. I've passed out where we went through and made changes that need to be made. All the members of the association was given a copy of it, and there was no objections on there. I'm going to just go through some highlights things because it's all written out on there for you. They want to change it where you can have a storage lot within 50 feet of the city limits. When I came to Pasadena in 1980, I bought a company called Barney Calvert, and I went to the city so I could get a permit to tow from accidents. They told me I had to have a storage lot, so I went over at 2117 Catalina. John Trigg had a frame shop there, and I bought the property next to him, and that's where I put my storage lot, and it's been there ever since. So this 50-foot thing doesn't benefit me one bit. I think it just opens a can of worms for other cities to adopt it, and we don't need all these other people. We have enough people in Pasadena. Us towers have lost a lot of business because the city now stores the insurance cars and the people that are arrested for no insurance or whatever. And I received my W-9 from the city. It was for like $34,000. But I'm going to tell you, $12,000 of that goes towards insurance for me to be able to go to police calls. That's a lot of money right off the top. So, and I have a very good rating with the insurance company. I can imagine what some other people are paying. And just on the page 1 of the ordinance, the whereas, the fourth one down, it says, as the city council finds that it's necessary to prevent congestion on the public roadways that might interfere with law enforcement activities or emergency services and may present a danger to the public and first responders. With that, I want to tell you, there are more tow truck drivers killed than police officers and fire people and EMS people. We have a International Towing and Recovery Hall of Fame in Chattanooga. We have a Wall of the Fallen. We add 25 people to that every year that's killed. So just to let y'all know, we're in a dangerous situation 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We need to get paid. The other thing is, if you open it up to outside the city, that tax money goes to the other city. It doesn't come back. It's where the vehicle is stored. You need to require a copy of the person's Texas state and sales use tax permit. I've attached a copy of mine to show you, what it is. My Deer Park one.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate
Okay,
it.
well, and I just want to request one more thing.
Michael
We need to
Courtney.
have a meeting
Thank you,
to
sir. Thank you.
get this straightened out, please.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Michael Courtney.
Go. Hello, Mayor Jeff and council. I've been up here before, and this time I have some data for you. I've been up here many times pleading with this council to give a break on the disabled people in this city. Texas Municipal League data is basically the gold standard of data in the state of Texas. There's 1,200 cities in the state of Texas. We are in the top 20%. This data can be checked, of the highest water bills in the state of Texas. We got an 8% water increase this past year with 48,000 plus homes in the state of Texas. In my limited knowledge of math, that's $250-something thousand a month that this city generates extra from that 8% increase, because we are on a basically a sliding scale or whatever they want to call it. And what I was told from the water department, we get a 2% raise or rate increase every year, whether we need it or not. Pasadena has 30% of the population here without health insurance, so we are a lower income city. And also, again, the poverty level in this city is 19.7%. So when we give a 1% or whatever the decrease is on the property tax, are we really giving the citizens of this city a break when we're raising the water bill 8%? Now, I get my check. I'm on disability, and I'll say it again. I get my check from Social Security just like a 65-year-old man, but I pay the same water bill rate that the mayor pays, which isn't fair. In this city alone, it's less than 8% of 65 and under in this city are on disability. That's a very small percentage. Now, I've got real numbers here for y'all to look at because I've been shut down here many, many times, and these numbers tell the tale. It's just terrible that we can't do anything here to help these people that are disabled like myself. And this isn't a selfish matter, but it does involve me. And, you know, we've got things in this city that we come to these meetings, just like, this is changing course a little bit, but just like the Little Caesar's Pizza, which has been a hazard on Red Bluff for the last 2 years. And this has been talked about, but nothing gets done about it. I almost had a wreck the other day again from this pizza place. It is horrendous. And the last thing I want to touch on here is, even though we don't have zoning in the city, we do have deed restrictions. And it's horrible when you go, and I'm not picking on anybody, so when I say your district, I'm not picking on you, but I'm going to use this thing as an example. You go down Lafferty, and if there's deed restrictions, they're thrown out the window. You got people opening businesses, you got animals behind fences, cattle, and all kinds of stuff. That's not deed restrictions. And if we're working for the Betterment Go to beautify this city,
Mr. Courtney, thank you so much.
that's not
Appreciate
doing it.
Robert Jeter, you're up.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Good evening, Council. I still will probably revisit the homeless encampment issues in the future, but that might already be getting an update later in the week. The First Amendment of the U.S. Constitution reads, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press or of the right of the people to peacefully assemble and to petition the government for redress of grievances. Furthermore, the right of association is a fundamental human right that allows individuals to freely associate with others for the purpose of advancing their personal, social, or political goals. Texas Penal Code, Title 8, Chapter 39, Section 2, Abuse of Official Capacity. A public servant commits an offense with an intent to obtain benefit with intent to harm or defraud another. He intentionally or knowingly, 1, violates a law relating to the public servant's office or employment, or 2, misuses government property, services, personnel, or any other thing of value belonging to the government that has come into the public servant's custody or possession by virtue of the public servant's office or employment. The point of this is our city and county employees should be free to support whichever candidates they so choose. Nobody currently holding the office or running for office should be violating any city or county employee's fundamental human right of association. At this time, I am pointing no fingers other than to say, if it is happening, please correct it. I don't want to see anyone prosecuted for this offense, nor the rights of our city or county employees infringed upon. We live in the best city and the greatest state of the most powerful nation on a rock floating through space we call Earth. Can I get a round of applause for the employees of this awesome city? Thank you, Council.
Thank you, sir. John Campbell.
Howdy, y'all. My name's John Campbell. I'm a citizen of Pasadena, and I've been working with the City of Pasadena's police force and local community leaders to address some of our homeless issues that we're having here. And our city has grown exponentially. We've got one officer that does a community outreach. He's done a good job, but can only do so much. So on January 9th, we started a quality of life group for the Pasadena police to confront some of these transients that we have coming in our town. They've been encountering these people, and they're doing a good job as far as letting them know that, that we're going to start enforcing the law. But we still have a lot of problems with the trash that once we get rid of encampment, getting the trash picked up. I can provide pictures and proof that this stuff isn't getting picked up, but whether it's be the county's responsibility or the city's. And I do appreciate the city's help in getting these transients dealt with, but we still need to pick up the mess once they're gone, and that's not getting done. Please look into that for me if you would, and see what you can do to help us with that. Your citizens really appreciate anything y'all can do to help us. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, sir. Okay, council, brings us down to presentation of the minutes, February 7th, 2023, 10 a.m.
Motion.
Motion Estrada, second by Bass. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed? Brings us down to presentation of minutes, a special meeting, February 13th, 2023, 10 a.m. Motion Shanebine, seconded by, was that Caton? Caton? Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed? Council brings us down to progress payments. By Harrison, second by Valerio. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed? Brings us down to finance resolutions. Motion Estrada. Second Bass. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed? Personnel changes A. Motion Shanebine, second Harrison. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed? Council brings us down to final readings.
Ordinance 2023-14, 2023-15, 2023-16, 2023-17, 2023-18, 2023-19, 2023-20, 2023-21, 2023-22, 2023-23, 2023-24, 2023-25, 2023-26, 2023-27, 2023-28.
Motion by Caton, second by Harrison. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed? Madam Secretary brings us down to the first readings.
Ordinance 2023-30, an ordinance amending the Code of Ordinances of the City of Pasadena, Texas, at Chapter 7 Auto Records by repealing all of Chapter 7 and replacing in its entirety and renaming the chapter as tow trucks, providing a repealing clause, providing a savings clause, providing a penalty clause, and providing for severability. Ordinance 2023-31, authorizing approving an agreement by and between the City of Pasadena, Texas, and Evelyn Fabian for exercise classes provided through the Parks and Recreation Department. Ordinance 2023-32, authorizing approving a contract between the City of Pasadena, Texas, and Clifford Power Systems Incorporated for the purchase of 2 portable generators for the city's lift stations using buy board contract number 657-21 for a total appropriation of $187,409.36 from the System Fund Retained Earnings Account. Ordinance 2023-33, an ordinance granting to HSC Pipeline Partnerships, LLC, a trunk line franchise and approval of the right, privilege, and permit to lay, replace, construct, repair, maintain, operate, and remove 1 6-inch pipeline routed on and across parcels of land, the center line and route of which is described in here and shown on the attached exhibits, the plastics attached at Exhibit A, incorporated herein for all purposes and being all within the corporate limits of the City of Pasadena, Texas, in accordance with the plans and specifications heretofore filed with the Department of Public Works, prescribing the terms and conditions under which said right, privilege, franchise, and permit is granted and providing for acceptance. Ordinance 2023-34, authorizing approving extension of annual contract for fire extinguisher services for a period of 1 year, approved by Ordinance 2022-15 between the City of Pasadena, Texas, and Firetron Incorporated.
Motion by Shanebine, second by Caton. Any questions?
Mayor,
Go ahead, sir.
on ordinance A, I'm sorry, what number is that? I'm gonna be supporting that, but I would like, we have 2 weeks, and with the information that's shared with us, I would like to go back and do some further research, but at this time, supporting.
Got it.
Mayor,
Go ahead, sir.
I'm going to support it this time, but
Yes,
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to take a look at that.
absolutely. Yes, sir.
Mayor,
Yes, sir.
I as well, I'm going to support it right now, but I do believe we need to follow up and at least grant a meeting to the association just to make sure, get some clarity and make sure that,
Absolutely.
thank you.
Yes. Go ahead, Mr. Harrison.
Well, like everybody said, I want to vote for it this time, but I want to study it next time, make sure I get it right. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Okay. All in favor? Any opposed? Passes. Madam Secretary brings us down to resolutions.
Resolution 2023-36, a resolution authorizing publication of notice of intent to issue certificates of obligation to finance certain flood control projects in the city. Resolution 2023-37, a resolution approving the execution and delivery of a grant agreement, Flood Infrastructure Fund, and the Texas Water Development Board, and resolving other matters relating to the subject. Resolution 2023-38, accepting donations from the Friends of the Pasadena Public Library in the amount of $4,059.06, an in-kind donation of 2 books from anonymous donor valued at $34 to be used in connection with the Pasadena Public Library. Resolution 2023-39, authorizing approving the Pasadena Public Library to apply for a Read Across Texas grant through the Texas State Library. Resolution 2023-40, accepting donation of a check for $1,257.44 from the estate of Betty Jean Ferguson pursuant to and in accordance with the last will and testament of Ms. Ferguson, for use by the Parks and Recreation Department in connection with the Madison Jobe Senior Center events. Resolution 2023-41, a resolution amending Resolution 2023-20, which authorized the Pasadena Parks and Recreation Department to apply for the Harris County Precinct 2 Partnership Project Grant for Phase 2 of the Vince Bayou Greenway. Resolution 2023-42, a resolution nominating CHCA Bayshore LP doing business as HCA Houston Healthcare Southeast to the Office of the Governor Economic Development and Tourism to the Texas Economic Development Bank as enterprise project. Resolution 2023-43, accepting in-kind donation of snacks for movie and snack valued at $100 from Centerwell for use by the Parks and Recreation Department in connection with the Madison Job Senior Center. Resolution 2023-44, authorizing the Pasadena Parks and Recreation Department to apply for a Bring Back the Monarchs to Texas grant. Resolution 2023-45, accepting funding to be used for overtime reimbursement from the U.S. Department of Justice, United States Marshal Service in the amount of $36,000. Resolution 2023-46, accepting in-kind donations of 130 wrapped iced Christmas cookies valued at $500 from Savannah Cafe and Bakery, 8 coffee travelers, cups, napkins, sugar, and stir sticks valued at $80 from Starbucks, hot chocolate napkins and juice boxes valued at $361 from Doctor's Choice Hospice, and decorative plants delivery and pickup valued at $2,750 from the Lawn Stylists and Shades of Texas for a combined value of $3,691 for use by the Parks and Recreation Department in connection with the Pasadena Heritage Park Museum Christmas with Santa event held December 17th, 2022. Resolution 2023-47, accepting donations from various donors in the combined amount of $21,455.02 for use by the animal shelter for the medical care of the animals housed in the animal shelter.
Motion Shanebine.
Second.
Second Estrada. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed? God bless everybody for coming out. Meeting adjourned.